Hey guys, how's it going? Today's a big day. The 69 Triumph Bonneville project starts now. um, it's what is it? It's like quarter after 10 Sunday evening, um, and I'm done on the truck for today. I've already put my 10 hours in on it, and that's how I'm going to roll with this motorcycle project. It's just going to be puttering around at night after I'm done with the truck, because the truck is priority and needs to get done. So I'm not putting anything aside to do a different project. The truck will continue, but so every night or every second night or whatever, after I'm done with the truck, 9, 10 o'clock at night, I'll play around with the bike a little bit and see what we can get done. And so, having said that, you're only going to see a video on the bike maybe once every week, 10 days, something like that. I'm going to do little short clips here and there, and then stick them all together in editing when I figure I have enough footage to put out a video. So I introduced this thing about a week ago, I guess, and one cylinder is stuck, and the guy that I bought it off of, he put some penetrating oil in the cylinder in hopes that it would free up. I wanted to go with some ATF, so I pulled the plug out and I blew it out with air just to get that fluid out and clean it up. And the cylinder was full of water, pretty nasty colored water too. So my hopes of getting this thing freed up have been drastically reduced. I'm still going to try, so I filled it up with ATF and we'll let it sit for a little bit. But yeah, so I'll show you what's going on and kind of go over this thing real quick and tell you what I'm going to do with it, and maybe even get started to set up the dismantle. So stick around, we're starting something cool. So here's what I did, and it kind of explains what happened with this thing. So I popped the plug, put air in there. I had a rag around it, because I didn't want it splashing all over the place. And when I blew in it, I guess this is on the intake stroke, because a ton of water came out of the carb. So that valve is open. And I think that's how the water got in there in the first place. How long it's been in there, I don't know. I know this thing ran less than a year ago, but it's been outside and there's no filters or anything on here. So, a little bit of wind-driven rain maybe, or storm. We've had a few of them. So it ended up filling up the cylinder with water. And so now I know I'm going to have to pop the head off, see what kind of damage is done. But I got to line on getting some new jugs and pistons anyway, or newer. So we'll see what happens with that. I mean, this thing's only got 13,400 miles on it. So I'm assuming the bottom end is okay. But I'm pulling those covers. I'm gonna take the engine right apart because it leaks everywhere. All the gaskets on the cases and everything else, they're all leaky. So it's all got to be regasketed anyhow. So once I open it up, I'll have a better idea of what I got, and we'll just move on from there. So what I want to do now is I want my table. So I got this bike lift over here. It's been sitting here in the corner forever. Got my old 750 Honda on there. So I'm going to dig this thing out and get it front and center so I can get the bike up in the air to work on it. And once I get that done, well, we'll come back and get started dismantling that thing. So there you go. This is a freaking disaster. I got to move engines and all kinds of crap. Oh well. So after a bunch of wrestling and grunting and groaning and swearing, I got my bike table out. It's got about 10 years worth of crud on it. So that's the color it's supposed to be. So yeah, I want to clean it up before I put the bike on it. I'll get the bike on it so I can work on it, start tearing her down. But before I do that, I'm going to show you what was on it. It's kind of cool in its own right. So this, I'll call this the Toro bike. Tora. It's a 750 Honda 1974 single overhead cam. Straight four. This bike, I do have the rear fender for it. It's painted. It's upstairs. This bike, my dad started on it, and we kind of passed it back and forth a few times. He did all the framework, lowered this down and all that kind of stuff. There's a solo seat for it that's upstairs as well. Just needs a bit of wiring. He did have it running. Anyway, he got this, did all the framework, got the engine in and all that stuff, and then kind of put it aside. I ended up with it at my shop. So I did the paint job and the lettering. One thing he did get, he got these. Those are decals. Hog Hunter. It's a little cheap shot at Harley guys, I guess, overall. But it's good fun. The only thing was that the sprocket is the wrong one, and the chain would jump on him. So I got to put the original sprocket. He put an oversized one or something on there, and it's not a Honda. So we'll have to put a stock sprocket on it. I have a few of them, and finish wiring. I really should finish this, but it went back and forth between us, and then well, he passed away, so I ended up with the bike, and I really haven't been able to bring myself to work on it again for a while. Just sentimental stuff, but I really should finish, because he'll come back from the dead and kick my ass if I don't. So yeah, so after I'm done the Triumph, I'll probably take her around with this and finish her off. It's gonna have to be wet sanded and clear coated again, because it's been sitting here. It's got overspray and all kinds of shit on it, so we'll have to clean it up. A couple little touch-ups. These are the cool, my dad made these up. These are the side covers, dusty or what. They kind of go like so. This one's for the other side, actually. But yeah, so there's a pair of those, and very cool stuff. So it should be a sexy little bike, and it should go like hell too. So I mean, looks like it's all engine, right? It's kind of fun. Little Harley Sportster tank I got from my neighbor back in the day, and then the fenders were bobbed and stuff like that. So, but it's a cool bike, and just needs a little bit of TLC and some finishing, and yeah, it'll be a neat little runner. There's only like 12,000 kilometers on that engine. This thing was, I think, messed up in a bit of a wreck. The forks were bent and a few other things. So the old man tore it right down and did the frame stuff, and but the engine ran like a champ. So anyway, that's it for that for now, and let's get that Triumph back up on that table. All right, so I got the bike up on the table, and yeah, went pretty easy, no problem. The guy that sold me this bike told me that he was including some parts as well, and so I went over the bike, made up a list of the things that I saw, and I sent it to him. And actually, yesterday before supper, he showed up and dropped off some parts. So I'll show you what that's all about. I got a lot more than I asked for, and that's cool. So I could choose, between the better of two parts kind of deal. So I've got some choices. That's cool. And I said I wasn't I didn't have too much faith in that cylinder freeing up. It still hasn't. So he did bring me some jugs and pistons. So I'm anxious to get this head off and see how bad it really is. So I'll show you the parts first, and then it's getting kind of late, so I'll probably putter around for a little bit before going to bed. But yeah, I'll show you the parts first. All right, so he not only brought me, a set of jugs and pistons, he brought me pretty much a complete bottom end. Now this one here obviously had a chain issue, and it blew a hole right at the top of the case. But my case is good. These are all greased up and packed in with grease, and both of them. So yeah, the primary and everything is in it, so that's good. And yeah, I'm super happy with that. So there may be more than just the pistons and jugs that I can get off of this. We'll see what happens. The cases look to be, or the covers I should say, on the outside appear to be a little bit better shape than the ones that are on the bike now. So yeah, that's cool. So I got that. Then my gauges are really nice, except the one glass is broken. So there's a good clear one here. Here's my gauges. You know, they're in good shape, nice and clear, but say it's got a cracked glass. So yeah, I should be able to make a good set out of that stuff. Give me a good headlight. Mine is all pitted. And got a choice of taillight lenses. This one here has got a hole in it right through it, and it's all smashed. So we'll make that work. Get in here. You know, there's two mufflers that are in pretty good shape. There's a dent here, but that's on the inside, so it's up against the frame. You won't even see it. They're not bad, and I think actually the ones that I have on here are cleaned up pretty good, but they are pitted a little bit. So these I think might be a little bit better. Grips. I got two grips, brand new. Got another control here. Coils. What else? Oh, some brand new gaiters in the package. The front forks. Foot peg, brand new. And 4 other carbs, extra carburetors. So I'm set up there. He told me he knows those coils are good. He took them off of a running bike. And oh yeah, the electronic ignition setup. So that's cool. And then he also brought me badging, which I didn't even think of asking for, but he brought me 2 different styles. You know, you got the ribs here, and this one here doesn't have them. So whichever ones are in the best shape are the ones I'm going to use. But yeah, again, I have a choice. So that's cool. Yeah, so that's about it for that. But, you know, I think I made out pretty freaking good, man. So I got just about everything I need, at least to really get going on this thing. So it's getting a bit late, but I'm going to putter around, take a few pieces off. Like I said, I think I'm going to, like the tank is just sitting here. That's easy to see too. I might go and get going on pipes and stuff. I think I'm going to get a can of WD-40 though and spray everything. So hopefully it's got time to work its way through and things will start coming off a little bit easier. So I'll do that first and see how it goes. All right, so something I forgot to mention too that he also brought me a shop manual. Awesome. Anyway, it's good. I've got some WD. I'm gonna spray some bolts here, and hopefully things will come apart nicely for me. Yeah, right. Anything that looks a little bit rusty, I'm gonna give it a shot. It's not gonna hurt. Got some in my eye. I think I got most of them. There we go. We'll let that soak up a little bit. Let's see what other goodies I can take off of this thing. All right, so I wanted to get the exhaust off tonight at least, because I know it can be stubborn. What makes it tough is this crossover pipe that joins the two sides, and everything was seized up. But I sprayed this crap out of everything, and once you get it started, if you can get to reach the edge of this hole here, you can get a screwdriver there and kind of pry the pipe off. And that's how I ended up getting it off. So, you know, now the crossover's good. You can put a screwdriver in that little crack there too and spread it a bit so it's easier to free up. And yeah, so I could just have to take the other one off now. All the other bolts are out on the other side as well. And I'm going to have to find a spot upstairs or something for all this Triumph stuff. Clear a corner just for Triumph. I don't want to be looking for parts after. Losing shit and all that kind of stuff. Get mixed up with other stuff. So, yeah. So, got a designated area strictly for Triumph parts. And maybe I'll take a few more things off. I don't know. I'm getting a little tired, but I might be able to go a little bit longer. We'll see. Oh, there you go. I'm going to have a quick beer and go to bed. I'm going to wash out the taste of that, whatever that stuff was in that hose. It was awful. I don't know why I had my mouth open, but of course the hose just shot right by my mouth and just gave me a good drink. I was gagging and spitting, but anyway. Yeah, so like I said, not a ton done, but it's a start. And once, it gets easier and easier as you go because there's less and less stuff in your way. So, you take a few pieces off and then you can get at other pieces, and it just kind of accelerates actually when you're taking it apart. The trick is to just keep track of everything and where it all goes and how it goes back together. I've also taken some pictures, some close-up pictures. So if come down to a point where I'm not sure, does this go here or does it go there, kind of thing, I can just go back to the pictures and check it out, or I can even go back to the videos, I guess. But pictures are handy. So just little things when you're taking stuff apart. Tag things like loose parts, like that little crossover pipe. I mean, it's easy to misplace that, especially small stuff. Bag it or tag it or put it in a box by itself, kind of thing. But keep all that same project, all those parts, keep them together, and you shouldn't have any problems. So when it comes time to put it back together, I want to get it down to the bare frame, clean and prep the frame and paint it up, and then start polishing, cleaning parts, painting them and stuff like that, and slowly assembling this thing and getting it back together. So that's how I'm going to approach it. And like I said, it's an evening kind of a side job, if you will, for myself. And I just need something to keep the old mind going and keep me sane. The truck is great; it's a great project and everything else, but it's I just need variety, or I start losing my nut. So I can't do that. I gotta have something to keep it interesting for me. So that's what the bike is doing for me, and it'll work out fine. It's great. Like I said, a couple hours a night, no biggie. Even if I take one night and just read some of the manual and get caught up in some of the stuff about Triumphs. It's been a long time. The last Triumph I had, the engine was done. It had been rebuilt. So I didn't have to get into that at all. All I had to do is I made exhaust and stuff like that, but didn't have to touch anything internal in the engine. So this one's a bit more involved project, and I'm going to be learning as I'm going as well. So yeah, stay tuned. So new subscribers, thank you very much once again. And if you like this content and the truck, don't be shy. Hit the subscribe button. I truly appreciate it. And tell your buddies. Maybe have a chum that has into British bikes or whatever. Hey, tell them to check out the channel. And like I said, I truly appreciate it. And if you're not doing anything else, get out in the garage and build something, man. Later, guys.